Hi, I'm Noelle. All my life, I've been the family disappointment. Never quite pretty enough, never quite perfect enough. Now, at 35, I've built the life I always wanted with my husband Marcus and our beautiful 7-year-old daughter Emma. Mommy, is my special mark going to be in the picture? Emma touched the port wine birthmark, covering the left side of her face as we got ready that morning. Of course it is, sweetheart. That birthmark is part of what makes you so beautiful and unique. I knelt down to her level, gently tracing the outline of the purplish-red mark with my finger. Never let anyone tell you differently. Your mom's right. Marcus appeared in the doorway, his tie slightly crooked. That mark means you were kissed by an angel before you were born. Emma giggled, her entire face lighting up. Daddy, you always say that. Because it's true. He scooped her up, spinning her around until her laughter filled our modest suburban home. This was our bubble-safe, loving, accepting. But once a year, we had to leave it and face my parents, Richard and Diane Anderson, for the dreaded annual family photo. Do we really have to go? I asked Marcus as he loaded our bags into the car. We could just say Emma's sick. They'd reschedule. Besides, you said this year would be different, remember? That you were done letting them make you feel small. I know. I sighed, watching Emma carefully buckling her favorite doll into the car seat beside her. It's just, you don't know what they're like when it comes to appearances. Actually, I do. I've watched them criticize everything from your weight to your career choices for 8 years now. Marcus took my hand. But this time, we're a united front. For Emma. My parents lived in a sprawling colonial mansion in the wealthiest part of town, a monument to their obsession with status. Diane had been the reigning beauty queen in her youth, and Richard had built a luxury real estate empire. Their Christmas cards might as well have been labeled the perfect family. Will Aunt Audrey be there? Emma asked as we drove through the iron gates. Yes, sweetie, your aunt will definitely be there. My younger sister Audrey had always been the golden child. Flawless skin, perfect figure, prestigious career. She'd never understood why I couldn't just try harder to meet our parents' standards. As we pulled up to the house, I felt that familiar knot forming in my stomach. The grand white columns loomed over us like judges. Remember, Marcus squeezed my hand. We're just here for the photo. Then we can leave. And remember what we practiced, Emma? I turned to look at my daughter. If Grandma or Grandpa says something mean, I tell you right away. And their mean words are about them, not about me. Her confident smile nearly broke my heart. That's my girl. We stepped out of the car just as the front door opened. Diane appeared, her face frozen in a camera-ready smile that didn't reach her eyes. There you are. The photographer's arriving in an hour. We need to discuss wardrobe immediately. Her gaze landed on Emma, and her smile tightened almost imperceptibly. Everyone needs to look their absolute best today. I felt Marcus's hand on my lower back, steadying me as we climbed the steps toward the tension waiting inside. We followed Diane into the immaculate living room, where Richard was adjusting his gold cufflinks, barely acknowledging our arrival with a curt nod. Is that what you're wearing, Noelle? Diane circled me like a fashion critic. That dress does nothing for your figure. I have something that might work better upstairs. I'm fine with what I'm wearing, Mom. I gripped Marcus's hand tighter. Audrey glided in wearing a designer dress, her perfect blonde hair cascading over her shoulders. Hey, sis! Hey, Marcus! She bent down to Emma's level. And there's my favorite niece. Love your dress, princess. Thank you, Aunt Audrey. Mommy let me pick it myself. Richard finally looked up. Audrey, darling, the Wilsons will be joining us for dinner after the photos. Robert's son is recently divorced, you know. Dad, I'm not interested in being set up again. You're not getting any younger, dear. The tension in the room was suffocating. Diane clapped her hands. Let's get everyone ready. The photographer charges by the hour. For the next 45 minutes, Diane micromanaged every detail, straightening Marcus's tie, applying another layer of powder to Audrey's already flawless face, and attempting to restyle my hair despite my protests. At least let me cover that thing on Emma's face, Diane whispered, pulling out her makeup bag. The photos are for the Christmas cards. I stepped between them. Absolutely not. The doorbell rang, announcing the photographer's arrival. He began setting up his equipment in front of the grand staircase, while Richard directed everyone into position. Richard, Diane, why don't you sit in the center? The photographer suggested. Then Audrey on one side and Noelle's family on the other. Diane frowned, examining the setup. Actually, I think we should do one with just the adults first. Mom, we always do the whole family together, I said. Well, this year, let's try something different. Diane plastered on her fake smile. Emma, sweetheart, why don't you sit this one out? You can watch how a proper photo is done. Emma's face fell. But I practiced my smile all week. Why should Emma sit out? Marcus demanded. Richard sighed impatiently. Must we spell it out? The birthmark, it's distracting. These photos are going to hundreds of our colleagues and friends. What exactly are you saying, Dad? My heart was pounding. I'm saying the girl is too ugly for the family portrait. There. Are you happy now? The room went deadly silent. Emma's eyes filled with tears, her small hand covering her birthmark. How dare you! Marcus stepped toward my father, his hands clenched into fists. That's your granddaughter you're talking about. I dropped to my knees, pulling Emma close as she began to sob. It's okay, baby. We're leaving right now. Don't be so dramatic, Noelle, Diane hissed. We're just thinking about the family image. Your image can go to hell. I stood up, my daughter clutched protectively against me. Audrey stepped forward, fumbling through her purse. I have some really good concealer that could help. It would just take a minute. Are you serious right now? Marcus turned on Audrey. You think makeup is the solution to your parents calling their granddaughter ugly? I'm just trying to help. Audrey looked genuinely confused. The only help we need is getting out of this toxic house. I grabbed Emma's coat. Marcus, we're leaving. Noelle, you're overreacting as usual, Richard said dismissively. This is why you've always been so difficult. Difficult? I laughed bitterly. You haven't seen difficult yet, but you're about to. I scooped up Emma while Marcus grabbed our bags and we stormed out without looking back. In the car, Emma sobbed against my chest, her little body shaking. Why does Grandpa think I'm ugly, Mommy? Is it because of my mark? No, baby. There's nothing wrong with your mark or with you. Grandma and Grandpa are the ones with the problem. They're shallow people who only care about appearances. Marcus started the car, his knuckles white on the steering wheel. I should have punched that smug look off Richard's face. Trust me, I wanted to. But right now, Emma needs us calm and strong. That night, after we finally got Emma to sleep, my phone wouldn't stop buzzing with messages from my parents. No apologies, just demands that we stop overreacting and think about the family reputation. I'm done with them, I told Marcus as we sat at our kitchen table. Completely done. I'll back whatever decision you make. When my phone rang again the next morning, I was ready. I hit record before answering. Noelle, this has gone on long enough. Your father and I expect you at dinner on Thursday to discuss your behavior. My behavior? You called your granddaughter ugly to her face? Don't twist our words. We simply suggested it would be better if Emma wasn't in the formal portraits. If you'd allowed us to use some makeup. There is nothing wrong with my daughter's appearance. Of course there is. Don't be ridiculous. That birthmark is the first thing anyone notices. We're just being practical. You're being cruel, and I won't allow it anymore. This attitude is exactly why you've always been our difficult child. Audrey would never... I ended the call, my hands shaking with rage. I immediately sent the recording to myself and Marcus. 3 days later, Audrey texted asking to meet at a coffee shop. I was surprised, but agreed. I've been thinking about what happened, Audrey said, stirring her latte nervously. The things Dad said to Emma, they were horrible. They've always been like this. You just never noticed because you were the golden child. That's not fair. I've dealt with their criticism too. Please, you've always been perfect in their eyes. Audrey's eyes welled up. You think it's easy being their idea of perfect? Do you know I've had an eating disorder since I was 14 because Mom constantly monitored my weight? Or that I broke up with the only guy I ever truly loved because Dad said he wasn't from the right family? I sat back, stunned. I had no idea. Of course not. We never really talk. They've always pitted us against each other. For the next hour, we shared stories, painful memories of criticisms, comparisons, and conditional love. It was like seeing my childhood through a new lens. Their 40th anniversary party is next month, I said, an idea forming. Everyone will be there. Their friends, business associates, the whole country club crowd. What are you thinking? I'm thinking it's time everyone saw who they really are. I have the recording, and I bet we could find more evidence of their behavior. Audrey hesitated. That would destroy their reputation. Exactly. The one thing they care about most. They'd never forgive us. I don't want their forgiveness. I want justice for Emma and every child who's ever felt not good enough because of people like them. Audrey took a deep breath, then nodded. I'm in. It's time we stopped protecting them and started protecting ourselves. Over the next 2 weeks, Audrey and I compiled evidence of our parents' toxic behavior, the recording, old emails, text messages. 3 days before the anniversary party, we sent everything to the extended family and close friends with a simple message. The real Richard and Diane Anderson. My phone exploded with responses almost immediately. Aunt Jeannie called first. I always suspected something wasn't right in that house. Your mother did the same thing to your cousin Beth about her weight. We're not coming to the party. By the next day, over half the guest list had canceled. Audrey forwarded me a panicked text from Diane. People are backing out of the party left and right. What's happening? Did you say something to them? The truth happened, Mom. That's all. Meanwhile, we found a wonderful therapist for Emma. After just 3 sessions, I noticed changes in her confidence. Dr. Laura says my birthmark is like a map showing where I've been brave, Emma told me after one appointment, and that Grandma and Grandpa are the ones who need help, not me. Dr. Laura is absolutely right. A week after the disastrous anniversary party, which apparently only a handful of people attended, a courier delivered 3 packages to our house. Designer clothes for Emma, a diamond bracelet for me, and an expensive watch for Marcus. They think they can buy their way back into our lives, Marcus said, examining the gifts with disgust. I called my parents on speakerphone. We got your packages. Did Emma like her dresses? They're from that boutique all the celebrities use. We're returning everything. You can't buy forgiveness. Don't be ridiculous, Noelle. We're trying to make amends. Have you even considered apologizing to Emma? For what? We were just being honest. But we're willing to overlook the birthmark if it means that much to you. Overlook? You still don't get it. There's nothing to overlook. Emma is perfect exactly as she is. This is about family, Noelle. Your father and I won't be around forever. That's actually the best news I've heard all day. Audrey moved out of our parents' guest house the following week, taking an apartment closer to us. She stopped attending their country club, cut her hair short, and started dating a kindergarten teacher our father would definitely disapprove of. Mom left me 6 voicemails yesterday, Audrey told me over dinner at our place. She said I'm ruining my life and embarrassing the family. Welcome to the club of disappointing daughters. It's much more fun over here. 6 months passed. We started our own family photo tradition, Marcus, Emma, Audrey, and me at the local park, casual and smiling genuinely. No matching outfits, no professional photographer, just us being real. The biggest change was in Emma. When her school announced a talent show, she decided to sing front and center stage. Are you sure you want to do this? I asked her. There will be a lot of people watching. I'm sure, Mommy. My birthmark is part of me and I'm not hiding anymore. On the night of the show, Emma walked confidently onto the stage in a sparkly dress, her birthmark uncovered, and sang "This Is Me" with such power that the audience gave her a standing ovation. Did you see everyone clapping for me? She squealed afterward, jumping into my arms. They were clapping because you were amazing, not despite your birthmark, but with it as part of who you are. That night, watching Emma sleep peacefully, I realized that by cutting the toxicity from our lives, we hadn't just protected her, We'd shown her how to protect herself. Some family bonds aren't worth preserving when they come at the cost of your self-worth. Sometimes the family you choose is stronger than the family you're born into. And sometimes, erasing people from your life isn't an act of revenge. It's an act of love for those who truly deserve it. The story has ended. Do you think Noelle was right to completely cut her parents out of her life with no chance for redemption? Or should family always get second chances no matter what they've done? Would you have handled it differently? If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that explores the complex reality of family relationships. Your comments mean everything. I'd love to hear your experiences with setting boundaries or standing up for yourself and those you love.